Thank you for joining us for another segment of the Business Wisdom of Ruth. Today's principle is welcoming unconventional opportunities. Now, I'm going to start a little different than I normally do, and I am going to explain why I am standing in the midst of all of this. Now, some of you might look at this and say, that is dirty, that is unusable. How can that even be considered an opportunity? Well, the way that I see it is I see the training taking place, and I can certainly hear the people as they are engaging in conversations, talking about how uplifting the training was. And then I feel the excitement as they are exiting to execute everything that they've learned. Now, for me, this is an unconventional opportunity. So let's explore what that means. And we're going to turn to chapter 1 of verse 22 in the book of Ruth. And this verse will actually close out the chapter. And it says that Ruth and Naomi entered Bethlehem, Judah, at the time or the beginning of the barley harvest. Now, I can imagine Ruth standing and looking over the field and feeling the same unction that I'm feeling when I'm standing in the midst of this. Now, let me explain a little bit about the barley harvest. According to commentary, the owners of the field would gather all of the workers sometime in the month of March and have them go and harvest everything that had grown. Now, here's the interesting thing about the barley harvest. The barley was grown primarily to feed the animals and the poor people. Now, that doesn't sound like such an opportunity to us, but to Ruth, it absolutely was an unconventional opportunity. Now, God does this all through the scriptures. In fact, if you take a look at 2 Kings, he presents Naaman with an unconventional opportunity. Here's how the story goes. Naaman is afflicted with leprosy. He is second in command to the king. He's high ranking, and he sends for the prophet to come and heal him. Now, in his mind, the prophet is supposed to make a personal experience, lay hands on him, have this grandiose ceremony, and then declared him healed. But let's take a look at how God uses the unconventional opportunity to provide healing for Naaman. So the prophet sends a messenger, and the messenger is the one that goes to Naaman and delivers the message from the prophet. Now, to add insult to injury, the messenger tells Naaman, second in command, go and dip in the dirty Jordan River, not once, not twice, but 7 times, and then you will receive your healing. And God does it again in the New Testament when Peter is having a conversation with Jesus, and he's talking about the taxes that are due. Now, Jesus could have very easily gone to the treasury and took out the coins that were needed to pay the taxes. However, Jesus uses a very unconventional opportunity, and he tells Peter, Peter, go fishing. And the first fish that you catch, I want you to open its mouth and reach inside, and there you will find the coins that will not only pay the debt for your taxes, but for my taxes as well. Now, you talk about unconventional opportunity. Wow. So how does this translate for us in the 21st century? Perhaps you've overlooked an unconventional opportunity in the form of a business deal. Because it wasn't packaged in the traditional fashion that we normally do business deals, you may have dismissed it. Or perhaps you walked away from a brand new career opportunity because it didn't meet the traditional criteria of what we think is a good opportunity. just as God has done for Ruth, Naaman, and Peter. God wants to give us unconventional opportunities. However, we must lay aside all of our preconceived notions, all of our past experiences, and certainly we must put aside the world's definition of opportunity. So if we want God-sponsored success, here is what we have to do. Welcome unconventional opportunity. I look forward to seeing you next week.